I'm gonna switch the direction here, man. Do you want to be fucking married again, or do you not?
Yeah.
Well, you don't. All you're doing is protecting yourself. Literally, every decision you make is for you. You can't be a man and handle somebody harassing you. What are they doing? Smashing your window? Call the fucking cops. Go out there and fucking deal with it. You know what I mean? Like,
What happens? We had gotten the weekdays ironed out, but we were still going back and forth with the lawyers on the weekends. And so there was like a time, you know, she had wanted, but I wanted. So we talked about it. And, you know, the conversation, we weren't like yelling at each other, but it did get like real serious. And, you know, she was, the point of contention was whether they're going to nap with me or nap with her. And I was like, you know, they can nap with me, but they can nap anywhere. You know, kids are resilient. And she's like, oh, you know, you say that now, but when I said it a while ago, you weren't having any of it. And I said, well, that's because we're talking about a nap right now, and you were talking about tearing apart their whole family.
Well, you gotta.
There are two different types of resilient. And
Cody, stop. Stop.
She said,
stop.
F you.
Do you know why? You're not stat responding. You're safe reacting. You're just going off. First, you're giving her, I call it lecturing, even though it wasn't a lecture. You're teaching her. She knows all this shit. Second of all, yeah, it's reminding her of the past when you guys disagreed, and not just this thing, but all these other things. And like in the end, like, why? Like, what's the end goal here, man?
I mean, to get it right.
Yeah. So you got to you can offer a suggestion. Sure, I can sleep with me. No, I don't want that. Okay. Well, I mean, who cares?
Because she's kept the kids from me twice now, and
So say that. Say, I just miss the kids. I would love to cuddle.
I've reached my limit with, how much, because she doesn't have any legal authority to do that. And
Cody,
I'm just letting her do this because knowing
Cody,
that
you're actually just sitting in your pain. You're losing your power. And so you're not thinking clearly. Because it hurts.
What pain am I sitting in with
the way that you're complaining to me right now? The way that you're complaining to me, I told you the solution. The solution is simple. Say that. I miss the kids. I'd love to cuddle. I'd love them to sleep with me for their nap. I miss them. Say that. She knows that she's not giving you the kids. She knows that she has no legal right. You're sitting in your pain, venting to us, losing your power instead of just getting what you want. You don't get what you want by puking. You get what you want by stating what I want. This is the problem with men when they communicate.
She's still not doing it.
That's right. You can't control her. But do you think you're ever going to get what you want? Or do you think she's going to take the kids away from you more now?
Well, I was trying to get there.
You're not good. I know what you're trying to do. Stop. I know what you're trying to do. That's why I'm trying to correct it.
What am I trying to do?
I
was about to say that I could just take the kids. I have that right to just take them for the extra 3 hours.
Cool. I understand that. Or you could learn to communicate and actually get a problem solved for the future. Or you can make the problem worse right now and make the problem worse in the future.
I don't want to do that, and that's why I didn't do that on Sunday. But it is getting tiring of just constantly asking for permission that I don't need to have my kids.
Okay, so listen, this is how the process works. So first, you start having actual communication. Okay, we can turn that into conversations. Somewhere in there, as a man with kids and with the wife saying, I want a divorce, moved out, moved on, saying no contact, right? Simple. When you have those interactions, you're going to use the skills from Man with Impact. Okay? Let her feel, get it out. And then when we need to, if we get there, she doesn't have a right to keep the kids from you. And if you're at that point, we'll deal with it at that point because she doesn't have a right. But right now, and that could be perfect. Asking could be motivating with a boundary. I'm not sure yet. Let's see how this all evolves. But it's going to be a lot easier if you don't have to go down that road. If you can go down that road, down the road of her understanding when she leaves, he just really misses the kids. Yeah, have been keeping. Maybe it takes 3 times of that. Maybe it takes 6. Right? You can ask for the kids. You can get along with conversations. She does know all this stuff, but all you're doing is just causing or supporting the fight. And you already know she's just going to treat you that way. It's how she feels right now.
And she's going to keep doing that. So there's coming a point, we're getting closer to the point where we're going to be able to do temporary orders, and that's just going to be that. Like, we're not going to have a choice, that it's going to be temporary orders that we set through with the court. There is going to be no more negotiation on that. We will have it set in stone. Right now...
So hold on. So that's coming up. You know that, and you're just going to go with the fight instead of communicate what you actually feel? What you actually...
Well, no, I mean, so what we're going to do is, I've already drafted a proposal for that. That's gonna be more like, hey, 2 days on, 2 days off, 3 days on, 3 days. It's gonna be like an actual plan.
I understand that.
Would be.
I understand that. Can you answer my question?
I didn't understand your question then.
So you knew this was coming, and you went down the fight path with her instead.
I don't know when it's coming. There's got to be a couple more things that get taken care of before we're able to do that. And yeah, I mean, just the frustration of really, I guess not having any control when I get to see my kids.
I understand that. I've been there, by the way. I totally understand that. So I 100% agree about why that's hard. Hold on. If you make it worse before that interim order is created, then you're going to see them less. If you can remember, the Man with Impact is about letting her feel...
That's the thing I know I won't. Not in my state. My state, regardless, is 50-50 kids. I will get just as much time.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying until that order is enforced by the state that's God blessing on men who can have 50-50 and women who can have 50-50, that's the way it should naturally be everywhere if you split, okay? But if you don't know, it's already happening without that order. You see how your mind works? Every time I give you something, you go through a defense mechanism. Every single time. Instead of taking a breath, pay attention. Man with Impact is about letting her feel so she can get back to feeling safe, trusting you because she knows she can count on you, i.e., then she becomes her natural, empathetic, loving, nurturing self, a woman. Then when you have a need and you express it without puking or defensiveness, blame, bitterness because you miss your kids, whatever it is, then she starts to go, maybe she leaves and she calls you right up, you know what, I've been taking the kids. Maybe it's a week later, the reflection kicks in. Right?
So what does that look like in terms of an actual conversation? Does it look like me just saying, hey, I would like to have the kids for the nap, I miss them, she says no, and I just say, okay, and then just leave it at that? No more conversation?
Well, start with how you're delivering your message. I would love to keep them. I miss them so much, babe. Shut up. Wait. No, I don't. No, you're not doing it. Can I ask why? I'm not fucking talking to you.
One thing that is a hang-up for her that I will have to do once temporary orders are assigned and I have them overnight is tell her where I'm staying. The reason I haven't done that is because she has had friends harass me in the past with that, and the family I'm staying with right now is a good family. They've been dear friends, and what I don't want is to my situation again get jeopardized of where I'm living, because I actually have a good solution for the entire process of divorce. So whether or not after this I can get my own apartment or in the house, I can stay here. And I just don't trust that that's going to get... Right now, it's not worth the risk. With temporary orders and overnights with my kids, worth the risk.
I'm gonna switch the direction here, man. Do you want to be fucking married again, or do you not?
Yeah.
Well, you don't. All you're doing is protecting yourself. Literally, every decision you make is for you. You can't be a man and handle somebody harassing you. What are they doing? Smashing your window? Call the fucking cops. Go out there and fucking deal with it. You know what I mean? Like,
what happens if I get kicked out of this place because they're harassing me? Now I gotta go find another place.
Then find a place proactively. Man up. Right? You're relying on them, so you're letting her lead you, doing all these things to protect yourself. Everything that you're talking about is like, woe is me, this sucks, instead of being proactive with what you want. Right? I mean, even that could be a conversation. Listen, without hiding from her, because you said you're supposed to, meaning you made a deal. right? That must be it. You made a deal with wherever we're staying. We're telling where we are for the kids, right? Cool. So now she can't trust you because you're not full of integrity. You lied again. You don't follow through again.
We didn't have a deal on that.
Okay, why are you supposed to? You said the word supposed to.
If it's temporary orders for me to have them overnight, the court is going to require that I provide an address.
Okay, well that's different. Because in the temporary order, listen to what you're doing, man. You're driving me mental here. You're looking so far in the future instead of right now. The temporary order, the lawyer can drop in the temporary order that you're not allowed to tell anybody where you go. Fuck, stamped. Like, come on. If you're being harassed, we can put in the order that if people related to you that I did not invite, did not tell where I was, that you can be, whatever, charged for that. You know what I mean? Let the lawyer deal with it. You are thinking about things to protect yourself that haven't even happened yet, which can be done differently down the road, and you can't even have a conversation without, focusing only on what you want. Yet you say you want to be married. You're hurting, so you're protecting yourself, dude. I get it. I would be dying. Like I said, I had a daughter. I didn't get to see her. So I get it. But if you want to see them more, do things that would get your wife to want to share them more. Because there is no order right now. And she is doing whatever she wants right now with the kids. Make sense?
Yeah.
We all have shit in our story, dude. This is not the first time a man has to deal like this. But you're not getting what you want doing it the way that you acted before is exactly why she left. It's all part of the same package. So you're not going to get your kids more now, just like you don't have your wife at home now, if we're doing the same things. Okay? I know it sucks, man. I know it sucks.
Yeah, I just don't know how to have a continued conversation. I can say the one line of, man, I miss the kids, but, then it's the retorts, it's the back and forth that I'm just like, it just gets, the conversation carries on too long to where I can no longer respond. It just gets hard. I just sit down.
Agreed.
I don't want to talk anymore.
But dude, what you're expecting is sort of like fixing a marriage overnight. Figuring out how to communicate overnight. We didn't undo this and break this overnight. It was a stack of bad thing after bad thing after bad thing. Hi, baby cupcake. Thank you. I don't want that. Thank you, though. So what you're expecting is, or what you should be expecting, is like the way I teach in the reset, where we have opportunities. In this case, it's for you. One of them is swapping the kids, okay, when you get to, right? When you're having those interactions, your job is to show up. Her mood doesn't affect you. You are in control. You are communicating the way that she also doesn't know how to communicate clearly, right? So it's not all on you, but remember, if we can show her the skills that you're learning and she sees there's something different, it creates more opportunities. Communication is the number one reason I say she's going to run into the side of your car. Man with Impact module is that important. Oh, yes. Man with Impact is that important because when you show up and she runs to the side of your car and you keep running on that track consistently, that's what makes her look at everything that's different now. It's the first thing. That's why peace pillar is the first pillar. And if you think about that, are we talking peaceful here or not? It's going to be a resounding no, right?
So I'm hearing that I just need to, right now, give her everything she wants.
It's not everything she wants. You're asking about your kids. You don't have control, apparently. She's taken it from you. So don't make it worse. You have options. You have the glorious state that gives everybody a chance when they separate. So that's coming up. In the meantime, you want to marry your wife or get back together with your wife and be married. Keep your family together. Don't do things that are going to make her not want to see you. If she's mad at you, she's not going to want to give you the kids. And she's already mad all the time anyway. You've made some pretty good mistakes recently. Right?
Yeah, she is. I mean, so most of our interactions when we're swapping the kids is We don't even talk. You know, I keep focused on the kids. Hey, buddy, I love you. You know, be a good boy. Okay, here you go. Hand the kid off, and then go to the next one. Do the same thing, and we don't really talk at all.
Well, you're missing opportunities. You talk. You initiate. That's why I say the rejection ladder is everything all the way up to sex, right?
So I usually, I'll say hi, and she won't say hi to me, and then I'll just refocus back on the kid. Or the other day I said good morning, and then she just like looked away from me. So
same thing. If you're doing the same thing and it's not working, then don't do it. That's insane. I didn't make that up, right? So ask her a question. And you can do a different question all the time. That's different than just saying hi in different ways. Eventually, something's going to be like she's super happy about something, right? You know, like, or you know something came back to you, and so you ask her about it. Hey, that's super cool about XYZ, right? Sing a song, play the drums on the car. Just do things that were not who you were before. Do things like you're learning in the reset. Okay? It's not ideal because she does not want to talk to you and she wants a divorce and she is using the kids. All of this sucks. However, there are solutions for the kids coming. You're going to have opportunities more and more. If you're changing kids every 2-3 days, you're going to have more opportunities soon. So don't ruin those opportunities now. You change them every day then. So it's going to go better for you, but it's only going to get better if you can get this peace back, man.
Yeah, I think peace to me has just been not getting angry, and it hasn't been,
you can't
being able to be comfortable talking.
Yeah.
No.
That takes time. So like when I learned to control my anger, it was the exact same thing. I learned to control it, and be in control of my emotions, but that doesn't mean you're doing this. That's like when Catherine said, stop yelling and I'll love you more. I want you more. I'll be happy if you stop yelling. But you replace yelling with not yelling. You're not doing what you need to do. You're just not letting it out. That's different.
Yeah, so I guess I haven't started doing anything different. I've just been not doing what happened.
Exactly. So like when you come across defensively, right, then what'll happen is it's the same person to her. She's just wondering when you're going to start yelling again. When you're going to start saying really bad things again. Right? All the ways that we acted in those disagreements or those fights before. She's just going to expect that. That's the guy that undermined all the love you had for her. That's why she left. Ultimately. Right?
And then she just does hurtful things in response. I mean, so she took that sandwich. She took that sandwich and she like walked over to the trash right in front of me.
Well, that's why people get so upset. Like you both have terrible skills for marriage. You both do. And we get it. You know, a lot of people, they hear how abusive I was. And then, you know, oh, you're lucky you still have Catherine. And yeah, maybe. But I also am not lucky. I got to work. Catherine got to work too. She was reactively abusive. She's not proud of that. Sure, I brought a side of her, but that's usually not always the case, right? Usually what happens is you both have all these things to work on, to fix, to address, to grow, right? Either way, I'm not saying she was perfect beforehand. So either way, she still had things to work on. But when we're met, we all say things. Until we learn, we say things that we don't mean. We do things that we shouldn't do. Right? Think about how many times you might have said divorce yourself. Well, look like where we are right now. You know, there's a lot of guys who are like, oh man, well, there's a girl at Starbucks, you know, I could get her. You know, we all say stupid things when we're angry and we know somebody is the one person we shouldn't hurt and destroy. She's doing some of those things right now. It's your job to not let her lead you down that path. And you start with just owning your own power, your own impact, your own control. Okay?